All right, there's always room for improvement. My name's Greg. You're watching How to Play Paintball. So before we get started, I did want to mention real quick, if you haven't liked and subscribed, please make sure that you do that. It helps me out. I'll be honest, it's definitely a huge help for that. But also I wanted to mention that I am doing a giveaway. So Tozo, who I'd done some stuff with their headphones before, actually sent me two. So I have the NC20s, which are their earbuds. So just a cool little kind of budget earbud. And then they also have the Open Ego, which is the open ear. So I like to have the earbuds when I'm working out. And then for the open ear, this is really good for if you're just trying to have just something that you're having a music or podcast or something in your ear and you want to be able to hear something else that might be happening, or if you go for a run and you want to still be able to hear the world around you so you don't get hit by a car, kind of an important thing. So these are both going to be in the giveaway, and so two of you are going to be winning these, but we'll get into that a little bit later on. But thank you to Tozo for providing these. So the year has come and gone. When this is dropping, it'll actually be January 1st, I believe. So we're getting into 2026. So I wanted to talk about what are some things that I think the NXL could do better in regards to the upcoming season. There's already some cool stuff that they've announced, but what else can they do? So we're gonna dive into that. But one of the first things that I think the NXL could definitely do better is changing the requirements for the paint. The reason why I bring this up is I think the pink shell is a step in the right direction. A lot of companies though start doing the, two-tone whatever, and it kind of defeats the purpose of what it's trying to do. The point of having a bright pink shell is that way you can see it a little bit better, whether it be on the field, like they're on the sideline, or they're watching from home. They can see the paint a little bit easier, so it doesn't just look like someone's just sitting there just doing this for 10 minutes. Something that I noticed when the NXL did the 3-man on ESPN was the fact that the yellow shell showed up extremely well on camera. Now, I talked with, I talked with Tom about it, and there was something about it. I guess the companies can have a little bit of an issue where I don't know if it's easier to get the pink shell or something like that. I can't remember specifically what he had mentioned, but there was a reason why they hadn't gone to that yellow shell. To be honest, I kind of feel like the companies might be making excuses. So the reason why I bring this up is just because I think that we already saw that it works. So why would we not try to do this in regards to the professional league, where we're trying to get more eyes on the sport? Well, if it's a hindrance, I think we need to push the companies to look. Let's just make it needs to be at least a neon yellow or neon green, something like that. If they wanted to differentiate where it used to be like you would know, oh, this purple shell was this company or this shell was this company, so that way they could kind of get their sponsor stuff out there. But I don't know. I kind of feel like let's come together as an organization. So something else I think the NXL could do is run limited paint. I'm with everyone else. It's fun shooting your gun. I totally get that. But when we are sitting and shooting a gap for, 6, 7 minutes, 8 minutes, 9 minutes, 10 minutes, and the points are just dragging on because that's part of the game. If I play a position sometimes in that where I need to sit there and shoot a gap, and I get it. Like you have to play how the field is playing. Well, if that's what I need to do, that's what I'm going to do. But I also, it really is boring for people that are watching. Yes, there can be fast layouts, but I think if we had it where people have limited paint and it forces more aggression, it's going to be better overall. It doesn't have to be 2 pods or 3 pods. I think 4 in Europe is pretty good. Maybe the NXL here in the States could try to run 6 pods and see how that would be. With 6, you're still able to hold gaps for a little bit longer, and you can kind of work with that. The other thing they could do is once you walk out with those pods, then you're able to, at the box, put paint on each other. So the refs are checking to see how many players have how many pods on them. Because when I played in Brazil, you had a 4-pod limit, but you weren't able to swap anything on the box. So I think if you left a pod or if you threw a pod to someone, that was allowed, but why not just have it where, okay, if I'm playing the snake and I only need 1 or 2 pods, let me just give my other 2 or 3 to the player behind me. Or if I'm in that position, hey, give me an extra pod so I can watch your tape a little bit easier. The last thing that I'd like to bring up is having some sort of consistency in where the events are held. I think we need to move away from it's great in the Tampa event that we're going to be at the Bucs Stadium. I think it's a great venue. All of that is really awesome. Like, all the grass is great, but why would we not have it where there's already fields that are set up, and like that is where we go and play, and you have it set where each area is able to have that. Certain fields might need to expand a little bit more. Like here in Florida, there's a couple that would need to have more space for more parking. But I think if you had it where there were set fields, one, you can leave stuff there. So the league can invest in certain areas and help with, okay, like the netting and all of that stays in a certain area. It's going to be initially a higher cost because they have to go and purchase those things, but then they don't need to transport everything everywhere. And if we're investing in those local areas, whether it be that we have, like one in the Midwest, that is the main Midwest field, and then like Northeast, Southeast, Northwest, Southwest, do something like that where we already have the locations. Everything can be built out already. It's just a matter of like a plug and play. We might need to bring, or the league might need to bring, a little bit of extra stuff, but it's not like it's going to be that big of an issue. So if we were able to do something like that, I think it would help with bringing down costs a little bit. It's also just going to be easier that, then you can kind of even have like, hey, this is the official site for the Southwest Open. And, people can go and play there, and they're able to, have their events there, whatever it might be. But that's known as, this is the place that you fly into. This is where you're going to go and actually play the event. I think being able to help support those fields and help support those areas could be really, really huge. But tell me what you think in the comments down below. That's actually how you're going to be able to enter for these. I do want to say that if you are international, I will need to get some help from you in regards to the shipping aspect of things. But that being said, in the comments down below, put something, whether you agree or disagree, or you have another idea of what you think the NXL can do better, put that in the comments down below. Also, once you do that, go ahead and email me, greg@howtoplaypaintball.com, and just send me, you could just put like giveaway in the title and put your username, your tag for YouTube, so that way it just makes it easier for me when I go through to pick the winner. So around here somewhere, I'll post where it is that I'll be sending you the message. So make sure that you're following all the instructions, so that way I can get everything over to you. And yeah, and then we'll figure out like whether it be the open ear one, so the Open Ego, or the NC20 with the earbuds. They're all sealed. Don't worry, I haven't used them. You're able to pick from that, but it would become it would be first come, first serve. So if you want one or the other, just make sure that you're checking your emails around that time. But thank you everyone for a great 2025. Looking forward to 2026. As of right now, I still have no idea what I'm doing. So make sure that you like and subscribe, so that way you can keep up to date on things. And of course, if you're interested in the online coaching, you can email me as well, greg@howtoplaypaintball.com, and we can set up a time to talk and see how we can improve your game. But I'll stop talking. See you guys. And as always, remember, watch, learn, win. Thanks.